It's been a great year in the Big 12. This should be an absolutely fantastic football game and a night. As a Cyclone and a Wildcat, you remember for a long, long time. And off we go from Ames, Iowa. And through the end zone for a touchback. So the chippiness that you'll probably see all night long apparent on that rundown. Some shoving on the kickoff. Avery Johnson comes out first. They cut him loose last week as a runner again. It's just a different deal when he's another option with DJ Giddens in the backfield.
Yeah, got banged up against Colorado, had kind of the midsection injury. We saw him against West Virginia in person and threw the heck out of it, did everything he had to do. He's 100% healthy. Again, he's going to deploy every bit of weaponry he has himself and on the perimeter.
First carry of the night out to Edwards. It's behind him and picked up. Iowa State headed the other way with it. Miles Purchase on the errant pitch. Opens up this night in Ames.
Well, here it is. The good thing for K-State fans, Dylan Edwards is back. The bad news is he should be running down the sideline for a touchdown. Just late with the pitch. I think Avery Johnson was shocked at the real estate he had. He could have gone up the hash, bounced out, and been gone. Dylan Edwards behind him, and the man on the scene. This is Takeover City, Ames, Iowa. Miles Purchase, 1st and 10, setting up his quarterback in business.
So Miles Purchase gets his senior day started.
Recovered by Iowa State.
So we'll get some clarity on if it'll stand for Purchase.
Yeah, it'll be whether it's a forward pass or not, perhaps. I didn't see, didn't appear that Purchase's feet were near the sidelines, but let's bring in Mike Pereira, looking summery and bright.
And feeling summery and summerly and bright, and feeling like this is more of a forward pass. You actually see the ball at the 23, it's released, and then it's not quite yet to the 22, but remember, anything that's actually in advance is going to be forward. And I mean, I look at this at the live shot, and I see enough to reverse this to just a straight incomplete pass.
Yep, that's what I was saying. And again, the rule on that, as Mike said, if it's 1 degree forward, it's forward.
Well, that will not make Iowa State fans feel very summery and bright.
The other part of the rule too is if it's on the same line. So if it's considered right down the line and parallel, that is considered backwards. So it has to be forward, but I think this is
right. Yep.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's where the ball is released, as Mike said, 23-yard line, and then tipped at the 23 3/4 area. That's clear evidence. I think we're playing the luckiest 2nd and 10 here for K-State, but I think the crowd will remain juiced and into it as they were immediately.
Yeah, and the appearance of Edwards reaching back for that is probably what they saw on the sideline.
Yeah,
right?
And you take into account Avery Johnson is moving forward at a rate of speed as well. So hard to officiate in real time. That's why we have this. And replay knows the stakes as well. Want to make sure everything is black and white, 100% correct. And it looks like they're going to, just calling balls and strikes here. Looks like they're going to get it right.
Well, what a welcome to this game. Miles Purchase picked up what was called a fumble. The officials reviewing whether or not it was a forward pass or a fumble as called down to the field.
Dylan Edwards, again, for K-State fans, have been in and out of the lineup, in and out of full health. That's a great thing for them to see that he's in the game. Doesn't matter where the bodies are of jersey number 2 and jersey number 3. It's just the travel of the ball once it releases the hand of the quarterback.
Replay official D. Anderson communicating with Kevin Marr, the white hat. Referee down in the field with early action. First play from scrimmage on the night. 6 seconds in.
Chris Clemens saying, no doubt about this. Let's go. Let's go move on. It was at least 6 inches forward. You got to rally up there if you're Avery Johnson. Be ready to play here. I mean, mentally for him, he's going, what could have been? That could have been me keeping the ball and gone, because the play was dialed it perfectly. Run a little triple option back to the boundary, and it was him or Dylan Edwards one-on-one, and the pitch guy was purchased. That's what was so, the design of it was beautiful. Just got to execute, and it looks like we are close to a verdict.
No, more than 4 minutes since the original call.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Iowa State.
Interesting. Interesting.
All right, Mike, your reaction. What do you think?
It's amazing. I mean, this is why we have instant replay. You can clearly see that ball is released at the 23. It's almost at the 24. I mean, the system should work, and it does involve judgment, I agree, but that is not the correct decision.
Okay, so Iowa State, according to Mike, gets a break to start their night. And their first snap on offense goes to Carson Hansen for a yard.
Just continuing the themes as Rocco Becht takes the helm here. Both teams on their first offensive play, both in an unbalanced formation. 4th in the Big 12 in passing yards. Has done it on the ground as well. He's a little bit better of an athlete than people give him credit for, in addition to his excellence as a drop back passer.
His first pass of the night is off the hands of Jalen Knoll. And this Iowa State offense has 2 of the best wide receivers you'll see anywhere protected by this line.
It's going to be Trevor Boer in there at left guard. Dylan Barrett not able to go, and Hofford has to run the show. And then on the outside, just the dynamic duo. Joe Kleinerman, the defensive coordinator from K-State. A lot of sleepless nights this week preparing for these two.
On a 3rd down and 9, Rocco Becht lets it fly into tight coverage, but short of the sticks to Carson Brown. So that 3rd option, Brown makes the grab, but short of the 1st down.
See him coming in motion, probably designed to push that just a little bit deeper to make sure he gets the needed distance as the crowd reacted to the little something here on the sideline that we won't show.
Really? Did they give him the first?
Now Chris Kleiman, I think, is going to try to challenge this, essentially.
He was short.
First charge timeout, Kansas State. 30 seconds.
So Chris Kleiman said, hey, we're playing a different down and distance than was marked. They initially had definitely marked it short. There were officials that were signaling that it was short. There's the line to gain, is the 17-yard line. So clearly, again, by this look clearly at the 18-yard line and short. You can see multiple officials signaling 4th down.
Right.
And then the top end, they started moving the chains. It looks like a completed pass. It's the wickets underneath it. The ball never is dislodged or hits the ground.
The previous play is under further review. Ruling on the field was a catch for a 1st down.
Okay, so 2 plays.
Mike Pereira's getting paid by the play tonight, I think.
Right. Our line unofficial, right, Mike? But this, based on the sticks, looked short. Is that what you saw?
Well, it's not, the line to gain's not even in question. I mean, he's 2 yards short of the line to gain. The question is whether or not it's a catch or incomplete. But yet we went through a timeout. We went through a segment of time in between the incompletion pass and the timeout. And then we come back and review it. And to me, there's nothing we really see here where you could reverse this to incomplete. But we're not exactly on a hot streak at the moment.
You and I are, Mike. I'm gonna say our streak is correct. Iowa State fans might not like that, but yeah, it appeared that they Marked it on the wrong 2 ticks from the big line. Should be on the 18-yard line and is currently on the 17-yard line.
Yeah, I'm with Mike. I don't see anything that tells you that's not a catch.
Yeah, the ball.
But I don't see anything that tells you that's a first down either.
Exactly.
After further review, the ball was caught at the 18-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
So 4th and 1 after all that.
Yep, so that is the correct spot. And initially on one side it was marked that way. On the other side they took the initiative to move the chains, move the ball up more than 1.5 yards. And 4th down.
Okay, so now a decision for Matt Campbell. Do you kick it? Do you go for it? They are not an overly
Kansas State
aggressive.
will not be charged a timeout. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah. So that's the correct. Yeah.
Iowa State is not an overly aggressive 4th down team, but the offense is hovering around the ball here for Matt Campbell. When they do decide to go, they are really good. One of the best in the country, 14 for 17.
Jalen Jackson in at the running back spot. They're going to shift.
And they'll get him out of there.
Watch hard count.
And the quarterback sneak for Becht.
That is a first down.
That is a first down. Confirm that one.
Nice job with the movement, trying to get them with the little hard count shift action. And then Rocco Becht says, I will do this myself. 1st and 10. Take care of the rock. You are in striking distance already. Unbalanced again.
Jackson stays in there as the running back, and Stufflebean comes crashing down. And this K-State defense, they're the best run defense in the Big 12.
They are stingy. Joe Kleinerman does a great job. Brendan Mott, man, this guy just has a bunch of tools in his toolbox to get to the passer. Austin Moore, their leader, and then on the back end, Jacob Parrish. They're going to travel him and likely Keenan Garba around with Jalen Knoll and Jayden Higgins on that. Trying to zero blitz here against this empty look. See if they bring or drop.
Down the pattern, down the middle for a touchdown. Jayden Higgins with the first score of the night.
So here's the route. Going to come in your picture from the right side. Just a little red zone short post. Nice ball height here by Rocco Becht. Keeping that where nobody else can get that. But his guy, Jayden Higgins, on the inside, and he did not.
So off of the first play of the night being given back to Iowa State. Miles Burgess picked it up. And then Jayden Higgins took it in after Burgess got on the ball. Becht to Higgins, 7-0 Cyclones.
I don't know why these numbers aren't.
Progressive Insurance, cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more. Iowa State recovers. A few plays later, Jayden Higgins into the end zone for the 9th time this year, having a historic season for the Cyclones. We're trying to make history as a program, win their 10th game for the first time ever tonight. Dylan Edwards back to get the kick for Kansas State. He's got a returnable one. One of the most dangerous guys in the return game in the Big 12 is out across the 20-yard line. So we came into this week with 9 teams still alive to go to the Big 12 championship game. We're down to 5 alive this hour, and we'll update you as the night goes along. But Arizona State already won, Colorado already won, BYU to come. Baylor from 0-3 to 6-3. They won their 6th straight today. Kansas State officially eliminated from the Big 12 title race, trying to spoil a chance for the their rival Iowa State to go to Arlington next weekend. He holds on to it after Kansas State coughed it up on their first touch.
Led up front by their pulling guard extraordinaire Hadley Panzer, Connor Riley, the play caller and offensive coordinator, and DJ Giddens, a dynamic, do-everything great back, and another weapon at hand tonight with Dylan Edwards looking 100% healthy.
The belly of Giddens' first throw is dropped. Johnson trying to connect with Braden Lofton, his tight end, and it's third down.
Just a strike from Avery Johnson. Eyes to the tuck. Cold night, just a little stick route. He's trying to run before he catches. Let's go run after the catch yards for a reason. Eyes to the tuck.
This will be a big challenge for Avery Johnson tonight, facing one of the best secondaries in the country and the best secondary in the Big 12 on a passing down 3rd and 7. He's protected. He left sideline, nobody home. For the head of Trey Spivey with Bo Freeler in coverage. And it's 4th down for Kansas State.
This is best on best. Freeler right here, the leader of this unit, the corner route. And they are really excited about Trey Spivey. I like Trey Spivey's angle there. With, I think Avery Johnson saw it a different way, but with Freeler's angle down, Spivey has to flatten that out to the sideline more. Avery Johnson has to adjust.
Spivey just started playing a lot in the last couple of weeks. And he's been one of the go-to guys for Kansas State. And out to the sideline, Knowles still dancing, and he's escorted. They won a 10-9 game here last year through the blizzard.
So unbalanced here. Again, they've lined up in this unbalanced formation multiple times, trying to get Kansas State to declare their unbalanced check, shift, plus something conventional. A theme early on.
And after Iowa State forced a punt, they take a shot, and it's broken up. Justice James knocks it away. That is a big matchup tonight. James against Knoll, one of the top tandems in the country at wide receiver for Iowa State.
You can see just man coverage inside. Leverage and no help, as you said, all night long. In most of their schemes, they do have ways to play too deep. But when they play man coverage, they say, we're going to go our best on that guy right there. And you see the athleticism of Jalen Knoll almost making a bad throw good.
A big question of
slow substitution, 3 on the play clock.
Iowa State does get it off. And Sama, who was the star of this game last year, wrangled for a 3rd down. So passing down here again, big question for Kansas State. When it's not Jacob Parrish in coverage, how will the other DBs handle this Iowa State passing game?
They're substituting in a different nickel group here on the back end, maybe even a dime group. Go dime here, so we've got 6 DBs in, 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers, try to play matchup and get a double team, probably on Jalen Knoll.
On a 3rd down, Becht lets it fly down the sideline for Higgins, and that's incomplete. Iowa State fans want a flag, and it did not come with Keenan Garber in trail position.
Yep, and there's the other matchup. Garber's on Higgins. Don't see any grab restrict to a point that would be pass interference. Matt Campbell, of course, rightfully disagrees. Got a chance for his guy to make a play there. Rocco Becht has got to give him a chance. A little amped up, I'm sure, tonight.
It's a big win for Kansas State.
Yes.
Jacob Parrish is now flagged out. Back to that thought in a second.
Keenan Garber's back healthy. Jacob Parrish has been their best corner. Justice James has been really good.
Snap infraction. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Yeah, so the other guys outside of Parrish, who you mentioned, the top cover guy for Kansas State, covering the top two guys for Iowa State forcing incompletions on back-to-back plays.
That's where you just got it, as Rocco Becht as amped as you are, give your guy a chance against their second and or third cover guy. You can formation it for that matchup all right.
Sterling Lockett let it roll, and Iowa State pins the Wildcats.
Vertical stress in that oblique. They've got to figure out some way. Iowa State, a rare bit of inability to stop the run this year. Let's see if they can get that done tonight.
And Johnson as healthy as he's been since mid-October. And this drive starts with DJ Giddens. Iowa State has really struggled against the run, and Kansas State busted out of a run game slump last week.
Yeah, they have been so good on defense for so long, scoring first, pass first, and then rush 15th. Just jumps off the stat sheet, preparing for a John Haycock team. Very uncharacteristic. They've been without the services of 5 linebackers, and still led the conference in scoring defense and pass defense. Unbelievable.
Out of a passing formation, it's a quarterback run, and Johnson using that quickness for the first down of the night for Kansas State.
Here's a version of that play. 2 pullers now. Nice patience here by Avery Johnson. You've got Portier Willis as pullers. He presses it, bounces it, uses his speed to get the first down and protect himself. Put that ball on the outside arm. First down.
A totally different offense than they've been over the past month when he can run it. He can throw it too. He throws a dart on target. It's a first down to Keegan Johnson, who's back at full speed this week after he was limited a week ago.
And another guy Iowa State fans can hate as a former Iowa transfer, former Iowa Hawkeye. Good job running off. They end up bringing corner pressure that time from Miles Purchase, number 5. Good job by Avery Johnson finding the void.
Well, back on the ground for Giddens, and he is yanked down after a yard. Yeah, how about that for Keegan Johnson? Cy-Hawk rivalry and Farmageddon. Both ends of it, he's the rival of Iowa State.
Singleton, J.R. Singleton, been in the backfield here multiple plays. Cyclone fans will be happy he's in. It appears to be healthy, and a healthy Singleton means a running Avery Johnson. Run for your life.
Johnson handing off, back-to-back short runs for DJ Giddens. Freeler made the tackle. It's third down.
Watch for it. Can't say enough good things about this guy. Watch where he comes from and watch where he ends up. He's about 13 yards from the line of scrimmage. He's now 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. This guy, man, he is so fun to watch in prep. Not fun to play against, but fun to be around. He was the first guy out to practice, the first guy on the field last night.
He is the leader of the Big 12's best secondary. On third down, Johnson on target again. First downs through the air twice on this drive. This one to Jace Brown.
Jace Brown, nice rhythm throw. Ends up on the safety. Cooper turns him around. Good press cut. A full speed turn. Avery Johnson throws it with time to allow him to have the ability to make him miss there and still stay in bounds. Gets a little dirt on his face mask. Farmageddon at its finest.
Grass full of helmet for Brown.
Nice play.
And Dylan Edwards is roped down after a 2-yard gain.
Will McLaughlin has been one of the guys that's been in and out again with all of those linebackers. They just say having him back in here just settles everything down. That the relatively inexperienced Jack Sadowski, Cooper Ebel have played admirably, but he's really settles everybody down, communicates, gets everybody lined up.
Edwards stays in there, fake to him. Johnson given time to the sideline, incomplete. Freeler had the coverage on Lofton. Here comes another third down as Kansas State drives on this Iowa State defense that has had 40 games worth of injury misses for their linebackers this season.
It's really amazing, again, what they've done. John Haycock, one of the best in the business. Just I'm going to do this with, you know, one arm tied behind my back. Is how this feels with how good they've get, how just effort, overlap, backside pursuit, making up for man after man after man.
Johnson pulls it out to the edge using his speed, and he's escorted out short of the first down. Jontez Williams angled him out, so decision coming on 4th and short.
Good read. It's just him on Freeler, 2 on 17. Dante Cephas, 14, just loses his leverage on the block. Otherwise, Avery Johnson is still running 4th and 2. Aware of the hard count, aware of the play action pass.
And this will be stopped. Timeout, Kansas State, with that play clock inside 5. For what it's worth, this would be...
First charge timeout, Kansas State, 30 seconds.
This would be a 45-yard field goal from this distance. Now for a quick message from Walmart.
Walmart deals of desire.
Gentlemen, if we want to win, we got to start thinking like Walmart deals. They change. They adapt. They're dropping new deals November 29th. Come on, bring it in here. What are we gonna do? Shop!
For deals you desire, shop Walmart Black Friday deals now.
So 4th and 2 coming for Kansas State. It's not a crazy windy night. The wind that is blowing would be in the face of the kicking team here. And Avery Johnson in the offense for Kansas State coming back out 4th and 2.
Key that, man. If you're Avery Johnson, if you're offensive coordinator Connor Riley, you got to find 17. You got to find 2. Jamison Patton, who's in for Verdon today.
After the timeout, they snap it this time. Johnson throwing, taking a shot, and it's in there for a touchdown. 4th and 2, he got them all for 28. Jace Brown for 6.
Jace Brown, when you run the quarterback, this kind of thing opens up. They have to play man coverage, no help man coverage on the outside. We've seen that twice now, that out cut for the first down, and right there, the out and up, essentially, for the home run.
Rewarded for the aggression on 4th down and 2. Got the play called they like. And this version of Farmageddon is tied. All those explosives, and there was some downplaying this week from Kansas State's side of their memories of that game, but they absolutely have that back of mind tonight and their motivation to try to spoil this for Iowa State. Their secondary held up well. Jacob Parrish is their top guy. It was the others in coverage last drive.
Iowa State wisely going away from him, but Justice James 5 in perfect position right there. And then we talked about Keenan Garber slipping out the sideline, making up for it. Just enough physicality on top of it to not get called and challenge Rocco Becht.
That is a big thing to watch tonight. Great run defense for Kansas State. Great pass offense with those 2 receivers out of the edge for Iowa State. There's a flag down in the run for Sama.
Looked like the offense was aligned legally.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's the 5 in the backfield call. We'll take a look at who was on and who was off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He has to make sure he's on the ball. So that's what he called, and he has to be set for a count. At that receiver in that on-off midline position, no good apparently.
Backs up Matt Campbell's offense to 1st down and 15. After they punted their last time on the field. And Becht slings it out. Jalen Knoll back across the original line of scrimmage. They had a 2nd down.
Really just a little RPO ends up being an out route, and then this hitting the trainers on the sideline. Gatorade everywhere. They'll probably freeze up real fast.
It's 22 degrees, but it feels like the score. Feels like 7. And ball comes flying out of Becht's hands as Stufflebean had pressure right in the face of the quarterback.
Stufflebean. Wow, they're trying to dial up a screen, and he gets there before Becht can release it. Becht has no possibility to see that backside overlap. Romaine that close to a pick 6.
Good against good in the pass rush tonight. Kansas State gets home a lot.
Second 3.
He's protected. Becht into tight coverage again. It's broken up. And that time it is Jacob Parrish. Knocked it away from Nolan. It's 4th down.
Just an ideal position. Watch 10. Inside hip of Noel. Doesn't grab and restrict. He's there, but doesn't make any physical restriction or limit. 13. Interesting to see that other side. Maybe his right hand on the hip. Either way,
flag comes out on a low bounding punt. Well, the K-State had to rush out of the way of. Check on the flag back to the line of scrimmage.
Penalty marker on the play.
Asking Matt Campbell here, so it must be offsides because it's not going to be enough.
Offside defense. The penalty declined. 1st down, Iowa State.
Take the result of the play. Getting that punt in these conditions, he'll take.
So Kansas State coming back out looking for a lead. Story of the season for Kansas State, getting to 8 wins again. They were ranked 18th in the preseason. Started the year 3-0, and then they ran into BYU, who's still in contention for the Big 12 championship. A 5-2 record since then. 2-game losing streak. 4th quarter comebacks against Colorado and Kansas. Part of that 5-2 run. And in ranked games this year, Arizona, Oklahoma State didn't have the seasons they wanted, but early part of the year they were ranked. Kansas State beat them. And looking for probably their most memorable win of the year tonight. Trying to keep their rival out of the Big 12 championship game. Off a play fake, Johnson zips it to the sideline, and it's caught, but not much doing there. No gain as Jeremiah Cooper came up and got Braden Lofton.
Good adjustment by Avery Johnson there, feeling the edge pressure. You see 44 Ellis showing up right there in his face. Good job deploying it, a better job that time by Cooper. Bringing the big boy, Braden Lofton, down. There's a lot of big tight ends on both these teams. Get a lot of that practice in spring ball. Tackling big old tight ends.
Kansas State will play as many as 5 or 6 tight ends. DJ Giddens has been slowed to start this game by Iowa State's front.
Yeah, they're going to force it. It looks like they're going to force Avery Johnson to beat him. They're going to defeat kind of those base runs of K-State. That's John Haycock's goal. He gets everybody take away your lead pitch. You know, as far as a baseball player analogy goes, make you play left-handed, make all your other stuff go. And toy with Avery Johnson here on 3rd and 8. Showing us 0 pressure, no help right now.
3rd down. They're coming. Johnson running away. It's knocked away. Almost going the other way.
Grounded too. This is going to be. I think this is going to be grounded because the ball was not back to the line of scrimmage. There was nobody legal in the area. He's going to be in a gray area of that tackle box. Here's the 0 pressure. You got to see that. And there's nobody out there. Whether or not it's not going to matter whether or not he was out of the pocket. As Singleton finishes, but they decide it was tipped, and they're not going to call.
Easy Agu coming in, making the play, no grounding, and it's punt time. Almost blocked. And returnable for Knoll, who gets through the first wave. He's got space across the 45. A spark from one of their best, Jalen Knoll, out near midfield with a 26-yard return. Let's hear from his head coach, Matt Campbell, about this season finale.
Everybody counted us out, I think, 2 weeks ago. We didn't flinch, we didn't waver, and we just keep fighting. We'll be defined by who we are at the end of the football season, and we got 4 more quarters to help define that.
It could be a historic definition if Iowa State can win tonight, get some help in the other games. They came into the day 98% chance they'd play for the Big 12 championship if they won tonight. But a couple of those other results have to happen too, coupled with a win. Get them to Arlington. Becht lets it go. He's on target. It's a first down to Gabe Burkle.
Pass is complete to Gabe Burkle. Stopped by DJ Payne.
Watch him work on a corner route. Great job by Rocco. Becht seeing the backside safety, and there's that flat angle that Avery Johnson missed earlier with the defender over the top of him. Well done.
For a couple.
I'm shocked. It wasn't a touchdown.
Right. Last year he busted a bunch of those. But Matt Campbell in that clip we just played, he used the word unwavering. Touched on the linebackers a little bit. Fitting that Gabe Burkle made that catch because the tight end room.
Yeah, that might be the best. That might be the best looking group that we saw yesterday in practice was the injured tight ends. I mean, Ben Bramer, 6'7", 250, among many others, just great looking dudes on the sideline. They've overcome as best they possibly could.
It's given Burkle a starring role, and they might need him again on a third down coming up. There's 2 yards there for Hansen.
The other quote that I love from Taylor Mauser, and going back to Jalen Knoll's punt return there, he said, man, I feel like I work for Jalen. He goes, this guy, he's an old soul. He's a hard-working receiver, doesn't say a word except, encouragement, positive stuff, just an unbelievable leader. Very sad to see him walking out the door.
There's his punt return that set up Iowa State near midfield. He's down in the slot, bottom of your screen. He's looking for him. Knoll makes the grab, but he's shy of the marker. And Jacob Parrish wrestled him out of bounds. Rocco Becht in the crowd wants a late hit.
Yeah, the Jack
no
Trice
flag comes
Stadium,
out.
wants the flag, and there is none. Option route to Jalen Knoll. It's going to end up being a little flat route, selling Parrish on the in cut. Parrish knowing how physical Knoll is, and that's 2 great competitors right there battling it out. I think Knoll's trying to throw him as much as he's trying to do the other. Play on.
Well, another receiver just short of the marker for Iowa State.
Thanksgiving greetings, probably.
Offense stays out in the field. Black stayed in pocket. So it's a 4th down and 1.
He's going to take this to the quarter here if they can't get him to jump offside. Smart if they get a cheap one before.
Well, he does snap it. Lunges ahead, and they have the first down. Payne has been known for big hits and some big misses. That was the first part of that. Shot and drops. It was in the bucket with tight coverage on Higgins. And no flag comes out. That was a towel down. No flag. 3rd down.
Higgins on Garber. Good release. He stacks him. Man, these guys, they're playing right on the edge in the tradition of great K-State DB play. A lot of palms up, frustrated wide receivers because they're just pesky. They're physical. Not a flag right there. Play on. Good ball that time for Rocco Becht.
They are 0 for on 3rd down tonight. They've had some manageable 4th downs. Keep it on the ground with Jackson, and he grinds his way for a few yards. And the field goal unit getting ready for Iowa State.
Nice job by Brendan Mott that time. He's been so good against the pass. That time they try to spring him, anticipating some sort of a third and down pressure from defensive coordinator Joe Klanderman. They play it straight. Mott crosses the face, sets up this.
Kyle Conrady from 41 yards out to give Iowa State the lead back after they score the first 7 on this cold night. Conrady is peering.
And you know, I think about the conference that there's a lot of parity, but when you think about the P4 across all the major conferences, there's a lot of parity there. Think about Texas and coming from the Big 12 leading the SEC. Think about Oregon, which didn't even win the Pac-12 last year, and they're leading the Big 10. So not only is there parity across our conference, I think there's parity across the P4, but it gets to me, it comes down to strength of schedule, and I think we need to have the committee look at that and focus on that a little bit more.
How far are you from, or how far are we, and I think I already know the answer to this, from everybody playing 9 league games? I mean, how far away is that? And again, these other guys get the benefit of we have this supposedly tougher conference, and we play one less game.
It's a great question. You know, we play 9 conference games, and then we mandate one P4 opponent in the 3 out of conference. So we got to think about that as an industry, because I'm sure it's not balanced. Obviously, there's 2 of the Power 4 that don't play 9 conference games, and you know, I think they need to take that into consideration. Also, the committee.
Chris Kleiman, head coach for Kansas State, brought it up this week that he feels like the Big 12 should consider 8 games because more wins in total better than more conferences.
What do you think? That before the game tonight. And it's going to be something that, you know, obviously we'll take to our EDs when we meet next and start socializing that. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. I play 9 games.
Commissioner, the ball is out. Iowa State has it.
Second takeaway of the night. Keegan Johnson put it on the deck for Kansas State.
Recovered by Iowa State. First down.
And the Cyclones have it again.
Yeah, out of the corner of my eye, looked like a nice throw and catch. Keegan Johnson just doesn't maintain possession, and a host of Cyclones surrounding the ball. Let's make sure the ball comes out. It is 100% out. No knee on the ground. Porter on the scene as well. James as well. Many guys in, getting Malik Verdon not playing to time, so Tayshawn James involved. A play-action shot area for Iowa State, and certainly after watching that last series, you're going to have a chance to take some shots over the top.
Iowa State scored after the takeaway on the opening play of the night, and back to the air, and it's complete to Knoll. He got 8 yards.
Well defended that time from K-State. They were trying to take a shot. It was eliminated. They're trying to get the ball back to Jaden Higgins. Nice shot by Rocco. Becht working to his outlet.
Brett Yormark, the commissioner, still with us up here in the booth, commissioner of the Big 12. As we get close to Selection Day and also the Big 12 Championship down in Arlington next week.
We heard your the family was helping out tonight. Is that correct?
Family's here tonight. Family's here tonight. Excited to be here. Ames, first time visit. It's a little cold out there, but they're dressed appropriately.
Doing some real-time scoreboard watching. TCU and Cincinnati going on right now. Iowa State with a Cincinnati win would be win and in to next week's Big 12 championship game. BYU and Houston still coming up tonight. That's over the top, and a juggling try at it with a flag out. Steve Klotz almost with a highlight catch.
In their big unbalanced formation, and an offensive lineman in there, and we were hyping up Klotz's ability to physically finish there. That looked like he was kind of pushing off with the right hand. See what they...
Pass interference. Defense, number 19. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Pass interference on B.J. Payne in the secondary for Kansas State. So scoring range for Matt Campbell and Iowa State off of their second takeaway of the night, trying to take a 2-score lead.
Got numbers up top to run this.
And Hansen into the waiting arms of Purnell.
Got a finish. Jalen Noel. We talked about Jalen Noel, Jacob Parrish. Being physical, Jalen Noel on the edge, battled out of bounds. That time the action took place inbounds. You can see Jacob Parrish saying, hey man, he threw me down. Kind of did. Physical finish, receiver. Saw that footage. Those guys are going to battle all night long, physically, in the passing game and in the run game.
Watts comes into the backfield as a fullback. Hansen following him, and Siegel from the backside gets him for no gain. Here comes a third down inside the red zone for Iowa State.
Siegel does a nice job of recognizing they're in a tackle over situation, short edge. He's going to come off that tight edge right there, running it tight to the edge and finishing Carson Hansen.
Well, these games usually come down to one score. They have in the Big 12 all year long. K-State and Iowa State, long history.
Timeout there, not the line. There they are.
On a third down. It's Becht running around, firing to the back of the end zone. Touchdown to Jalen Noel.
Going to be a late flag on the celebration by a big boy Spike. Rocco Becht, we thought he was going to throw it to him right there, had him all the way there. That void in the K-State secondary. Jalen Noel found it. He flipped it to Jalen Travis for the big boy Spike.
Offense number 72 for spiking the ball. That foul will be enforced on the kickoff.
Try to get that rule changed through the commissioner. Come on, it's just a big boy Spike in the football.
Listen, I love when our players show emotion. That's a great thing for college football.
Amen.
So the penalty will come on the kick. 2-score lead on the Noel touchdown.
Designed and nicely executed touchdown.
1,000 yards on the season on that touchdown. Edwards with a short field because of the celebration penalty. And we got some more pushing after that kickoff. It's Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins. They've both gone over 1,000 yards after that Noel touchdown. The first time that anybody has done that in Iowa State history. The best duo in the Big 12, the best duo in the country this year. And they have both have touchdowns in this game tonight.
On cue, and as you said, it's hard to believe nobody else is doing that, but these guys have been the portrait of consistency, spreading the wealth even on the touchdowns. Beautifully done. Now can K-State answer?
Down 10, Avery Johnson back to work, and over the middle he hits his tight end Garrett Oakley for a first down.
And a strike. Avery Patterson says, yes, we can. It's just going to turn into a little post route. We saw him hit the corner route earlier. Perfect timing on that. Avoid the shot of Bo Freeler. Protect yourself, protect the rock. 1st and 10.
Johnson to Oakley for 21 yards on the first play of the drive. And DJ Giddens still trying to unlock him in the run game. And mostly Avery Johnson on the ground when K-State's had success.
Nice little chunk play there on 1st down. It's going to be a play-action game. Who can execute their play-action shots, their play-action mid-game, their RPOs. These defenses are so good against just your base runs. They take them away, make you make you execute the other stuff, and they're available.
One of the best backs in the Big 12, DJ Giddens, 18 yards after that last carry. But it's been Johnson on the ground, the leading rusher tonight. He makes this a 3rd down and short.
Jack Sadowski is the spy on Avery Johnson, just the floater backer in there. In this 3-3-5 system, that's one of those ones where Avery Johnson's speed versus Jack Sadowski, that is a mismatch that the Wildcats will look to exploit.
2 plays to get 3 yards?
Yeah, I think so. Just in the operational kicking zone here, 50 plus in these conditions. They're unbalanced again.
Lofton switches over to the other side on a 3rd down. Running option. This time they connect. And Giddens ducking his way toward the marker. And we'll see.
Short by that spot. Another version of speed option. This time to the boundary. Miles Purchase again, the pitch man. And James, that's just a great job sprinting over the top of Lofton. Setting up 4th and 1.5. Chris Kleiman tying this up on the sideline. Might take a timeout if he's not liking this ideal look.
They scored a touchdown on a 4th and 2. This a 4th and 1. Pressure up the middle. Backpedaling. Johnson extends the play. Still downfield and incomplete. Iowa State holds on 4th down. And Allison Williams will have the call for you next weekend. Iowa State just got it back on downs from Kansas State, leading by 10. And Kansas State comes up and rallies at the line of scrimmage. Our Nissan Heisman Watch, sponsored by Nissan, the premier partner of the Heisman Trophy. And Mark, you feel, most of the country feels it's a 2-man race right now.
I do. Travis Hunter has played himself into it. Kind of a runaway at this point. No offense to Ashton Jeanty, who's been phenomenal. But I also don't understand how Travis Hunter's not on the 3rd list. How the best DB in America is not on the best DB award list. Mind-blowing.
Oh, that almost goes the other way. Becht did not see Desmond Purnell, who would have had a pick 6.
That's the 2nd time a linebacker has been in that floater area. This one, it's just, there's a lot of velocity on that. Becht says, hey man, where'd you come from? I'm bouncing out. I've been coached to play your eyes. I know where Jaden Higgins is, number 9. Oh, what could have been.
Could have flipped the K-State night around on one play, chasing 10 points. On a 3rd down. And down he goes. G.D. Obi-Izor drags down Becht. It's 4th down.
Just ran into Trevor Bohr, trying to step up in the pocket, play it with him. Rocco Becht stepping up, feels a little pressure there on the twist game. And then Bohr 70 trying to work it to protect his QB. He says, hey, aren't we on the same team?
So the Wildcats get home for the first time tonight. One of the best pass rushes in the Big 12. That's one of the best offensive lines in protecting. State wins for the first time. One is down, short of Sterling Lockett. Time for tonight's game summary, brought to you by Cyclones, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. It was a very, very interesting start. We had 4 plays, 2 reviews, a turnover, then a touchdown for Iowa State.
Yeah, Avery Johnson, the first play of the night. What was initially ruled a fumble recovered by Iowa State looked like it was going to be ruled an incomplete pass, and it stood. He has bounced back. K-State, man, they would have had a chance to equalize right there. Had Desmond Purnell been able to haul that in. Big drive right here, 6:01 left. K-State will get the ball first in the second half. They'd have to double up here.
Chasing 10, first play of the drive for Avery Johnson from his 35. He wants a big one. He's got a big one. Case Brown breaks away off 2 tackles, and he is gone. 65
have something dialed up out of this empty. You see 12, Trey Spivey creating the space, crossing face. Jace Brown runs the seam route and breaks 2 would-be tacklers to the house.
That does not happen much at all against Iowa State secondary.
Firsts in that category.
Only Notre Dame and Texas are allowing fewer yards through the air. And K-State said, no, we don't care. We've got Avery Johnson and Jace Brown. They busted for 65 on 1 play.
So they get an empty look, motion out of the backfield. You see him cross face and maintain speed. 12 Spivey. It's just one-on-one with the incredibly explosive Jace Brown. He makes him miss. Sad Patton, sad Freeler. And you just don't see that dude 17 miss a tackle very often.
Wearing number 1.
A lot of quarterbacks and wide receivers say they're best friends. Avery Johnson said, look, I sincerely mean that. Jace Brown's my best friend. And there's nobody that I know better. And one thing I know about Jace is he's not scared of lining up against anybody. He just proved it against the Big 12's best secondary. That makes K-State feel a little better about Purnell not grabbing that pick six.
Yes.
Trying to ruin a big night for their rival. Scoreboard watching Cincinnati and TCU. If Cincinnati can come back and win, this will be win and in mode for Iowa State to get into the Big 12 championship game.
Set up their 2 unbelievably talented wideouts, Higgins and Knoll, that have shown up big time already tonight. We'll see what they elect here. Play action.
And onto the flat, Sama past Purnell, zooms his way ahead for a first down. It feels like single-digit attempts tonight. Iowa State out there, no problem at their home turf. This is just what they do in Iowa.
Is it? Is that what? Wow. That's impressive. Looking like our abs there. We were out there in pregame too. Shirts on.
We didn't look like that.
We're humble.
We couldn't look like that. I won't speak for you.
Be realistic.
14 weeks in, that's not anything you've revealed to me. First down for Iowa State. And Jackson out of the tackle to the edge. And he races for a first down. 2 different backs, 2 different carries, 2 first downs, Iowa State.
Jalen Jackson is the change of pace guy. Got Carson Hansen, Sama, and showing his speed right there. Austin Romaine ensuring that one doesn't go the distance. He says, that's all right. That's a first down. Let's move him.
The shiftiest of the 3 backs that they featured. It's had a quiet second half of the season. Might take all 3 backs tonight for Iowa State against #1 rush defense in the Big 12, Kansas State. Back to the air for Becht and behind Hansen.
It's out of bounds now. They'll take a look at that. But man,
Talking about
cover, yeah, the quarterback, anybody near that ball has to cover that on either team. It's going to harmlessly fall out of bounds here. Through on that strike, it ended up going out of bounds, so obviously nobody can cover it. They will take a quick peek at this. It looks like with maybe a little replay assist. So it goes back to that same, just like we talked about in the first play. It's the ball.
That pass was ruled backwards. The ball will be placed on the 41-yard line, second down.
And I think as Mike said earlier, if it's not forward, it's backward. That one looked straight
down
flat down the line. That is a backward pass, so they just, like a tackle for loss, lose the yardage.
And so they lose 5 on it instead of it being 2nd and 10, 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15, 41-yard line.
Kansas State just went quick change, punt, 1-play touchdown. Iowa State putting a couple of first downs together. Trying to score before the half, before K-State touches it first in the 3rd quarter. Becht's line had it picked up, and now he's on the run. Keeps his eyes downfield, and it's incomplete. Leaping try at it. for Brown as Purnell was in pursuit once again. Third down, Iowa State.
K-State's defense does a lot of the same things that Iowa State's does. Rocco Becht's used to seeing this. And it's just a three-man rush with a late outer. Just creates a little harassment for him, a little screen. Thinks it's a little bit more pressure than it really is, but good job getting outside and throwing it away.
Cincinnati just scored. It's a 7-point TCU lead. Iowa State fans are Cincinnati fans right now, hoping they can come back. That would mean a win for Iowa State would punch their ticket to the Big 12 championship. This is a third down. Becht behind his receiver, incomplete. Wanted Brown again. Garber was in the area. Time to punt for the Cyclones.
Nice job changing the look up. You're going to see the backside safety started as a two high look, ended up as a single high look. Just a little bit of a hesitation for both thrower and receiver, harmlessly to the turf.
After the Jalen Knoll touchdown, 17-7 Iowa State. Touchdown for Jace Brown, and now Kansas State. Head and strength of record. Some of the tie-breaking scenarios. Iowa State would really like a Cincinnati win. Make the path very clear as DJ Giddens has his best run of the night. Out to the edge for 9.5 yards.
You have to do the heavy lifting. This is like Ball State. I think you get 3 like math credits for this.
Yes, this is why David Letterman has a building named after him at Ball State, so he could do this type of math. But that's the scenario laid out. The BYU game also matters tonight. They play Houston. And Giddens wiggles his way for a first down.
And I think I said a second ago that Iowa State, all right, I said incorrectly. Iowa State will get the second half kickoff. I stated that wrongly after the Avery Johnson fumble early. Iowa State deferred and took the gift, so a big stop here would swing the momentum.
Right, they took the first play turnover. So Iowa State will get it back. So Kansas State still trying to march down before halftime and take a lead. And as Ancio has that through his hands, here comes a second down.
Thrown over about 4 Cyclone defenders that were stacked up in that throwing lane. I think they were all biting on the run fake. So dialed into must stop, run, take care of everything else. On top of it, second and long.
And Johnson out to the flat with a flag out.
It's ball start down here in the bottom.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Carver Willis has probably done a lot of good things so far tonight. That's the first time we mention him. He happens to be that jumping, anticipating the line movement from Iowa State. Iowa State was bringing some edge pressure. That's where a smart offensive lineman can get caught in the nuance of, okay, I got my first step in. Oh shoot, it was a snap down again.
Makes it a little bit harder to get Giddens going as they're behind the chains and moving backwards. Snowed under by Jacob Ellis for a loss.
Jacob Ellis, 44, just shot out of a cannon. Watch it. Running through, unaccounted for in that scheme. Has a great angle to get DJ Giddens to the ground. That's only half the battle. You got to get him to the ground. Breaks a ton of tackles. Third and Ankeny.
Nice. All right, so Kansas State will not go for it. 4th and 5. Run it away. And a short one out inside. Well, let's check on a flag. Where we have that mark. Back at the 45, Kansas State territory.
during the kick, holding receiving team number 31. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Fourth down conversion. Higgins and Knoll, the two star receivers with those two touchdowns. Now in the 2-minute. Becht dancing around. Floating, almost picked. Oh, Siegel had it off his hands with a bunch of grass out in front.
Rocco Becht just got a little crossed up here. Watch him as he comes out, just gets torqued and doesn't finish his throw and get it out in front. And Siegel can't believe, he can't believe he had the opportunity, can't believe he missed the opportunity. Watch Becht watch his hips kind of go the wrong way, away from his target, can't quite finish. Sigh of relief.
Second dropped, pick 6 tonight for Kansas State. Look at Sama breaking into the second level. Sama across midfield. And a flag comes out at the end of the run. 31-yard pickup for Sama.
Going to be a face mask or a horse collar, I believe, kind of how it flailed down. Sama says, do you guys not watch film? Spin cycle.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 19. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Big part of Kansas State's motivation tonight. Stopping the guy that just had that big hitter. Here comes that pressure, and to the edge and drops. Jaden Higgins lunging for it in front of Parrish.
This is just, again, trust your protection, Rocco Becht. Plant that back foot right there. Let it go. He's just flailing away, almost kind of creates a little bit more pressure than necessary. Austin Moore was kind of edging Sama. Trust Sama. Execute. Missed that one.
Just ahead of the final minute of the half. Iowa State trying to score, and then they'll get it to start the third quarter. That's complete. Higgins makes the turn. Higgins on the move inside the 10.
That's Rocco Becht right there, standing in there, staring it down. Play it with him again. Good job by the offensive line recognizing the one-backer pressure right there. 41 more. Nice job picking it up and throwing the strike to Higgins.
Spin cycle's on fire on this drive. Sama and
Second charge
Higgins.
timeout, Iowa State.
These last couple weeks, can I count on you in the cold? Can I count on you in the cold? So far, so good.
Trying to go up 2 scores again before the half. And back to the sideline. Incomplete. And out of bounds to stop the clock. Got it to Jalen Knoll again.
Just so big there. That is a big-time throw to the field. Showing off his Brock Purdy-like. Not quite there yet, but the ability to get that out on time, in rhythm, allows his man to get out of bounds and kill the clock.
You're saying give him a couple years.
Oh, yeah.
Clock paused at 48 seconds. Second and goal, Iowa State. Iowa State didn't bite on the hard count. It's Becht called his own number. Powering ahead. He's in. He stays perfect on the night. With the flag down.
Flag, yeah. Personal foul, roughing the kicker, I believe. I'll try to get Coach Callahan to ask if he wants another kickoff. Boy, the try, here
Personal
it is.
foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 10, that 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Jacob Parrish coming in, sweeping the leg. And that'll come on. Rocco Becht punched it in, calling his own number.
And Carson Hansen play the game with him. In Farmageddon, physical, has 70. Trevor Bohr leading the way as well, opening up this edge. for his QB to get vertical and run through the would-be tackle of VJ Payne. Great team effort. Celebrate. Cue the confetti. All of it.
He had lived on the edge a couple of times. Pick six that Siegel didn't have. And the second play of the drive ends up in a long march, 6 plays, 78 yards. Instead of K-State leading, Iowa State builds on there. TCU and Cincinnati coming to the end of their game. Cincinnati trying to go down on a drive with 39 seconds left, down 7 with no timeouts. Edwards dances across the 20.
In the conference championship game
against either Colorado State or UNLV next weekend on Fox. Avery Johnson runs to the sideline, stops the clock with 32 seconds left. Iowa State getting the ball out of halftime. K-State had it to start the game. John Haycock, defensive coordinator with the tackle. Johnson short on that throw. Wanted Trey Spivey. It was at his feet. Clock stopped on a third down.
I would love to know what was going through that man's mind right there as he took a shot. Little, you know, he was thinking about, he told us the other day, lima bean casserole was his favorite Thanksgiving dish. He was not thinking about that at that time. He was thinking about, man, Avery Johnson, I should tackle this guy right here. Physical, tough Midwest football. John Haycock, lima bean casserole to a T.
On third down, Johnson out the back door. Johnson with the wiggle, and he's roped down, shy of the first down. Tayshawn James made the stick, 4th down.
Makes Porter miss
10.
10.
Timeout, Iowa State. 30-second timeout.
Nice job finishing into the ground. James has really stepped up tonight. Made a ton of plays.
The game clock to 21
Verdun
seconds.
again out all tonight. Down.
It takes a Kansas State bounce inside the 20. So long field, 10 seconds to do something with it for Iowa State for a 54-yard punt to go to Arlington. The Big 12 championship game next Saturday.
I knew it wouldn't be easy. It's been a long, chaotic year. We could just end cleanly, right? Outgained them in the turnovers and points off the difference.
Iowa State to touch it first. And they'll have it off of the fair catch. So Iowa State, they have to win and then hope that BYU wins. That game is about to start. BYU is playing in about a half hour against Houston. So win here, then you hope that BYU wins. If Iowa State loses, they don't have a chance to go to Arlington to join Arizona State. That's what's at stake in this second half. Got to win, got to get some help. Be a late night for Cyclone fans in that scenario. Colorado and BYU still alive. 3 teams for 1 spot in the Big 12. And the second half of the Cyclones starts with Sama on the ground. A good beginning with their running back, the star from last year's win. He has a first down.
We've talked so much about Higgins in the passing game. Watch him on the edge here in the run game. Just pin Keenan Garber's inside. Actually starts the cutoff block and just finishes it. Good finish.
Back to throw for the first time. Now he's going to tuck it down and run. He's got space in front. First down and more before he gives himself up in Wildcats territory.
Great recognition. Becht sees the C's part, and he replaces it and safely slides across the T. He'll just get the edge between the S and the T in state because he started his slide right there. Good spot.
Mark, big question tonight. Could Iowa State move the ball on the ground against the best rush defense in the Big 12? 2 explosive runs start the second half. Sama for 12, Becht for 19. And that is why Kansas State has the reputation they do. It's Brendan Mott in the backfield.
Brendan Mott, just such a good football player. This guy does everything. Usually he's featured as the pass rush element of things. He's right behind 19 Payne. Just sheds, gets inside, gets a vertical, and finishes.
He knows all about having hate in his heart for Iowa State. He grew up in this state as a Hawkeye fan and grew up cheering for Iowa in the Iowa State rivalry. Got him for a loss of 2, and that bus is incomplete from Becht. He was looking for one of his favorite targets, Jalen Knoll, and it's 3rd down.
21 Siegel shot out of a cannon on the pressure. It was a nice job picking up the blitz, but just heated everybody else up enough. Urgency. Becht, it was kind of a pseudo throwaway, I think.
On 3rd down in the first half, Iowa State was just 1 for 8. We did convert on a couple of 4th downs. And Kansas State has owned this down on defense, bringing some pressure with more. Becht falling away. It's knocked away at the last second. Great punch out, VJ Payne. The peanut punch brings up 4th down.
They end up bringing 6. So it turns into a 0 blitz and this empty look, and he just volleyball spikes it. VJ Payne. Just the punch, finish, battle hands, clean with the left hand. Big time response as used from K-State's defense. The first 2 runs, the conventional run, and then the run from Becht, and they settled down.
Iowa State, after a couple of first downs, punts. And Kansas State trying to. Football is sponsored by Burger King. Senior night for Iowa State, so there's the emotional backdrop of that, and Matt Campbell, tears in his eyes for what he called a transformational group, and you hear that get thrown around a bunch, but he sincerely felt it deep in his heart this week when we talked to him about these 25 seniors that saw the high of 2020 when they went to the Big 12 championship game. Down years, trying to build it back up in 21 and 22. Youngest team of the Big 12 last year. And a chance tonight, in the biggest game in this stadium's history, to go back to Arlington. Avery Johnson's first throw of the half is broken up. Jace Brown had it speared away by Bo Freeler playing in his senior game.
On cue, the emotional leader is Matt Campbell. Through the emotional leader is Bo Freeler. That was such a dime by Avery Patterson. It's going to end up being mishandled by Jace Brown, but the insurance policy of 7.
Those tears that we showed from Matt Campbell very likely could have been because Bo Freeler is leaving. Called him the most inspirational leader he has ever coached in a long time in the business. And on the 2nd down, it's a short run for Giddens, who Iowa State has had bottled up a lot of this night. Bo Freeler playing through pain through the last couple of years, but has not missed a single start.
Yeah, it just seems like he does that all the time. He limps around and then is just a bullet shot out of a cannon and just making plays physical, passionate. You talk about all that's right about college football. It's Matt Campbell. It's the passion of that guy through stories about guys like Bo Freeler. Love it.
Freeler's play brings up a 3rd down. All day for Johnson. And he has Dan in there. An accurate throw to Garrett Oakley. Drive survives Kansas State.
Good job finding the mismatch. It's Cooper Ebel. And he was in pretty good shape. And just a better throw that time by Avery Johnson. Perfectly placed to Oakley.
Both plays tonight for Oakley have gone for explosive play, both for 20 plus. That for 22 yards and a first down. Giddens hopping around. It's just been a keep you ahead of the chains type of night for DJ Giddens.
Yep, and that keep you ahead of the chains, that's it right there. He ends up with 5. Kind of a wad of humanity there, helped out by Becht. Sam Becht, 75, 31 Giddens, so powerful. Kind of turns nothing into 5.
This read as a DJ Giddens dominates type of night. Struggling run defense for Iowa State with the best backs in the country, DJ Giddens. And it's been Johnson, the quarterback, as the lead rusher. Here he is again. First down and more, twisting into the secondary for Iowa State.
That is a touchdown-saving tackle on the edge. This is how fast it can happen with Avery Johnson, and just a physical finish. Miles Purchase. We saw him and Johnny on the spot on the very first play of the game, showing his physicality.
He picked up the fumble that led to the first Iowa State touchdown on an option play that went wrong for Johnson. After the 12-yard pickup for Johnson, it's back to Giddens. He has a hole and a burst. DJ Giddens, biggest play of the night as he rams his way inside the 5. Right off his center, Sam Becht paving the way.
Sam Becht, you said it. Watch him. He's going to be the puller, the snap, the pull, the kick out. And look at that lane he creates for Giddens to get vertical. He's always one of those guys. He's kind of like an odd strider. Doesn't look like he's very fast, and he covers a ton of ground.
That is his favorite area to run. Giddens over 8 yards per carry behind his center Becht this year. It's a big matchup on the noses to win tonight for Kansas State. On first and goal, they've got Johnson bottled up. He's sealed off the edge with Onyedem. Second down.
By Tyler Onyedem.
DJ Giddens on this drive. More yards than he had the entire half. It helps when you break one off like you just did.
They went to work. They've run a couple schemes that they didn't run in the first half, so great adjustments from Connor Riley, Matt Wells, and company.
Trying to get back within one score. Johnson thought about the pitch, keeps it himself. He keeps driving, but he's short. Jontez Williams with help from Onyedem, who makes back-to-back plays.
Just nice job stringing this out. Watch 11. 3:47. I'll try to get overlapped. They're not just creating a clean picture. That formation creates just a little question in Avery Johnson's mind. Again, he's already turned it over. First play of the game on one of those option pitches. Wisely eats it and plays third down.
He hit Oakley on a third down earlier. This is a third and goal. Back to the air. Fade ball, jump ball, incomplete. Williams knocks it away from Spivey. And here comes the field goal unit for K-State.
Just straight up one-on-one. Williams on Spivey. That's another one where there's a little bit of contact, not enough to elicit the flag. The officials have been consistent on that all night long. Let him play physically, not illegally. Make him kick it.
Tennant out to make it a 7-point game, and it's blocked! Iowa State holds on the goal line. A senior night special for Darian Porter.
Darian Porter's going to come off the right edge. The operation seemed a little bit slow. He gets in there with the left arm. Fired up. Darian Porter, Matt Campbell, loving it.
His 5th block kick of his career. It saves 3 for Iowa State.
Here he is right here, working in tandem with James. Just a little bit too long. K-State was in an unbalanced formation, which you want to do down there to make that a long edge. Just a little bit of a slow operation and a great effort from an experienced kick blocker.
So it stays a 10-point lead, and Sama pays a price on the edge. Obi Izor with the stick on this cold night in Ames.
So K-State's adjustments offensively, defensively. Look like a little miscommunication up front. Not too many schemes are going to be blocked up to not, blocked up and sound if you're not blocking Obi Izor.
Yeah, these edge guys are undersized tonight for Kansas State, but they never stop playing. It's about an 80 to 90-pound mismatch, depending on the guy up there on the edges. Becht couldn't get it to the flat. Time running out. On the move, and he has to bench it.
Crowd was going crazy. They did not cover. Steve-O Klotz cut him completely loose. If you heard the crowd being antsy, it's because 49 was running downfield, uncovered. There he is, right there. I got him. No, they don't see him. That's the one where everybody in the stadium is going to throw it to him, but he's not in the progression. Unfortunately for the Cyclones.
Been a tough night on third down both ways. Iowa State on a 3rd and 10. And Becht with a laser, but it's dropped. Carson Brown had it in his hands, and it's 4th down for the Cyclones.
Parrish, James, Garber, Payne, Siegel many times. Watch 21. Great awareness. Working off of Becht's eyes, even got away with working to the inside, right on a route that he shouldn't have. Good job recovering and making it tougher than just that closing here in footsteps mode.
Perkins just got it away. Contact with the punter. And I don't see a flag. An Iowa State fan booing it.
Kevin Moore immediately said no flag.
No, Kansas State taken back over. To serve. That is the look of somebody doing anything possible to get your body temperature back in your body. Arizona State is already there, picked last in the Big 12. They'll be in the championship game next Saturday in Arlington. Needs a win, then a BYU win. That game starting soon against Houston as Avery Johnson and Kansas State start their drive with a strike over the middle to Garrett Oakley for a 1st down.
Oakley has been impressive. Just running a post route with a guard pull. A big old void in front of Freeler because that front is so committed to stopping the run. Great execution, good drive start. Avery Johnson and company.
If I'm Avery Johnson, just throw the ball to Oakley every time.
Yeah, throw it to
automatic
86.
20-plus yards.
Yes.
3 targets, 3 catches, all explosive. Johnson keeps it himself. Out to the edge where he's most comfortable, and he drives ahead for a 1st and goal upcoming for Kansas State.
We talked about the work in the passing game. Now watch 86 in the run game. Little kick out by Occupy. Good job by Avery getting vertical. James, again, the last line of defense along with Freeler to negate the speed of Avery.
Okay, so they just were down here. They got stopped, had to kick a field goal. It was blocked. How will Connor Riley call this different?
And they got big in the previous series as things went down, and therefore Iowa State went big. They've had success in this personnel group, 11 personnel. See if they stay with it.
Johnson with a patient run for a few.
Avery Johnson on the quarterback.
So different personnel.
Not like Will McLaughlin.
Yeah, different personnel.
Start, right?
Yep.
Quarterback run again.
Yep. And that turns into really a 2-back run, right? When you've got a guy like Avery Johnson toting the pill, and the willingness and ability of DJ Giddens and these whoever's in there with him. These are unselfish dudes. We just saw Garrett Oakley blocking.
Check out this formation. Well, they had 3 backs back there. Now everybody clears out. And after all that, get in sidecar with Johnson once again. A little different optics. Does it lead to a touchdown? It doesn't. Broken up. That great secondary for Iowa State shows up again. Cooper on Brown with the breakup.
Jeremiah Cooper in Brown's hip pocket as he run the crosser. He's coming from here. He's going to work basically the top of the letters. Now he's got to flatten there. Avery Johnson has to flatten him as well. Almost stops him. He sees Freeler, throws over the jumping Freeler. He's got to take that ball just a little bit further in front of Jace Brown to give his guy a chance.
Big 12's best secondary in tight space down here that Kansas State's facing. Back to the air. It's juggled and caught. Automatic explosive. Garrett Oakley. This time a touchdown.
Watch the line action up front. The puller of Taylor Portier opening up the throwing lane to Garrett Oakley. Well-designed series there by K-State. Touchdown, Garrett Oakley.
And now to make it a 3-point game, they've got to get Porter and company blocked. And they do on the kick this time. No settling for 3 down in the red zone this trip for K-State. Johnson to Oakley. That's been a money connection all night long. 4 catches and a touch. 3-point game again. Great wheat in Kansas, great corn in the state of Iowa.
Yes, please. All of it.
Getting its name, Farmageddon. 108th time. I mean, it's survived continuously through a couple world wars, through a pandemic. The series history is close. It's been interrupted, and next year it goes to Ireland.
Oh, can we get in on that? Can we get in on that? Our whole crew. I'll go Farmageddon.
I'm in.
Anywhere.
Be a seminal journey for the Onion family going to Ireland. See some fellow Onions. Sign me up.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what Becht and Iowa State had. That's knocked away. The pressure for Iowa State, they've got to win to go to the Big 12 championship and have BYU win. They've got themselves locked in a 1-score game with Kansas State, like it always seems to be.
Just a tick late that time from Rocco Becht. I think he wasn't 100% about the route that time from Brown. Also felt Romaine coming in inside out there at 45. Missed opportunity for easy little drive starter. QB run.
Quarterback run, he's twisted down. Austin Romaine sticks him. Here comes 3rd down. Mark, what's been different about Becht in the second half?
Well, right here, Romaine starts to blitz on the quarterback run. They've got to pick him up just like you would in pass protection. It's kind of on the front, and that's a hard one. Just have gone away from the play action chunk looks and just a different set of formations and actions altogether. Chris Klein is going to take a timeout. Didn't like their look.
First charge timeout out of the half. Kansas State, 30 seconds.
Done a good job toying with the looks against Becht in the second half. Next Saturday on Fox, 4 storied programs tip off the inaugural Shark Beauty Women's Champions Classic. First Tennessee against Iowa, then Paige Becker's lead second-ranked UConn against Louisville. It all begins Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox. Great week or so of college basketball on FS1 and Fox. A lot of MTEs, multi-team events around the holiday.
Yeah, you got to help me out here. I don't know, what is an MTE?
Multi-team events.
What's the difference between a tournament and a multi-team?
Some are scheduled matchups when you go to the multi-team event. Some are bracketed tournaments. Like Iowa State, for example, their basketball team went to Maui. It's a bracketed event. Winners bracket, losers bracket.
Determined opponent, MTE.
You help your net, which is a whole different story. with how the committee
It's not fishing.
breaks that down. On the 3rd down and 9. There's Becht across the middle. He had a linebacker buzzing. Snuck it through past Purnell. 1st down. Just barely to Brown.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. Perfect description. I thought Purnell was going to come back and get in on that. He saw Becht cock play the play with 32. Watch him work back with Becht's eyes right inside. 32 on 32. Never a doubt.
It had to feel good for Brown. Couple of drops in this game. He comes back. Pressure with a rare 3rd down conversion in this game. Back to the edge. Hansen has an escort along the sideline. Back-to-back 1st downs, Iowa State.
Front, great job identifying the field pressure. You can see all those defenders on that side of the field. Creates a soft, advantageous look. Carson, Hansen, and company take advantage.
14-yard gain on 3rd down, a 24-yard hit on 1st down. That's Dancing, wants it all. Jaden Higgins detached from Parrish.
That was the, hey, man, I need a break here. 9 just gave a little tap out, and Rocco thought he was going to zig, and then he was going to zag, and then he zagged again, and ended up being a throwaway. Because of his ability to keep his eyes downfield, there was enough protection. He's still so dangerous.
Iowa State has had more yards on the ground tonight than they do through the air. Which is surprising against the Big 12's best run defense. It's 3rd down once again. Austin Romaine with the stop on Samu. Well, that was the plan for Iowa State when we talked to their coaches this week. Make Kansas State respect the run enough so you can get the ball to Knoll and Higgins, your star wide receiver.
And that's what they did so well in the 1st half. Empty was good for them. Some ball control stuff, then shifting into and from unbalanced hard sell, play action pass, and chunk plays.
We got Higgins, the middleman, in the trips up top. Knoll in motion. Those are the 2 1,000-yard receivers for Iowa State. On a 3rd down, look in that direction. He wants Higgins. He's got Higgins. Laced it in there. Becht to Higgins. Drive survives again for the Cyclones.
Job by offensive coordinator Taylor Mauser. Move in the pocket just a little bit. Give him a cleaner look. Gets that pressure right out of his face. You could see 45 Romaine was going to trigger, but the ball is gone. There is that best on best matchup we were anticipating all night long. That time advantage Cyclones.
Sama straight ahead. Yeah, Rocco Becht said flat out after the Utah game, which was last week for Iowa State, if you cover Higgins one-on-one, that's where the ball's going.
Yeah, biggest thing is protecting, identifying that, getting it out. We've seen the ability of Rocco Becht. Could be so good, so lethal at times. Playing with Jaden Higgins and Jalen Knoll as a youngster. Gonna pay off. He'll kind of coach up this next wave of Iowa State receivers.
Well, back to throw and the fake run! In for a touchdown, maybe! No, incomplete. Hansen didn't complete it. Swiped away by Fabris to save 6.
A play off a play. This is going to look exactly like the touchdown run and then slip out of Rocco Becht in the 1st half. Great hustle. Getting in on it by Fabris to at least make some footsteps, not allow Carson Hansen to finish that play. Great hustle.
So instead of a touchdown, 3rd down. Thanks to Fabris. They're going to 1st down here. Pressure off the edge. Out that direction, but short of the 1st down. Payne punches Knoll out after Becht took a shot.
Yeah, took a shot from Brendan Mott. Watch him come right off the edge. He's unaccounted for in this scheme. We'll take a look at that, see where the contact was on the quarterback, defensive player. right in his face. There again, there's the toughness throwing a strike, staring down Brendan Mott.
Iowa State staying out there on 4th down. Becht has been a master of this hard count.
There's a timeout here, possibly. Might be making this play clock as much as possible.
K-State has been on high alert all week about Rocco Becht and
First charge timeout, Iowa State.
his ability to draw you with his cadence. But a timeout before 4th and 2.
Just going to go back to that play action pass from Rocco Becht, the play off of the touchdown run earlier. Now you slip Hansen in behind it. You just wonder, man, one-score games, these kind of plays, these are the ones that come back to haunt you. Jack Fabris got to give him credit, hustling from the backside, getting in on it, just creating a little bit of doubt in Carson Hansen. Here it is. Romaine. And you see his eyes just flash to that defender and can't finish it. Credit 36 for K-State. Jack Fabris.
Gritted teeth for Cyclone fans on that. For BYU fans, Iowa State needs a win and a BYU win to go to the Big 12 championship. BYU needs a K-State win and a BYU win to get there.
Not been great on 3rd down tonight. Have answered twice on 4th down with 100% success. See if they use the hard count. A lot of times that's the clap element from Rocco Becht in the gun.
Top receiver Higgins up top side on Parrish, the top cornerback. They do snap it. Pressure up the middle to that matchup. It is incomplete. And Iowa State cannot believe there's no flag.
Chris Kleiman is arguing for offensive pass interference. Either way, it's probably uncatchable. The best receiver on the best corner. Again, I think that's both guys pushing. There's some grab and restrict on both sides. Of course, Chris Kleiman says, hey, that's offensive pass interference. OPI. But looked uncatchable. They have attacked Parrish, as many have learned last week. I mean, just time after time after time, Cincinnati attacked him.
On 4th down, a bunch.
Yeah, on 4th down, a bunch.
Parrish had 4 4th down stops last week. He comes up with one on the goal line tonight. Dylan Edwards drives ahead, like 7-degree weather. We go to the 4th and Ames. In a one-score game, long field for Kansas State. Avery Johnson on target to begin. And out near the sticks, it's Will Swanson as tight end. He's got a 1st down. He just flipped us over. I know this is, go ahead.
Just a little option route right up here. Swanson ran a little choice route. Just the difference in, we talked about in the second half, just those little drive start, play catch, 1st and 10 throws. Avery Johnson so far just a little bit better than Rocco Becht. They have one score. Iowa State thus far shut out in the second half.
Johnson looked flat. Drives back to the middle. Nothing there. Bouncing around. Evades and throws it in the ground. Iowa State, they need a win. Then they need a BYU win. That game just started against Houston. And that's all that's left to sort through with the tie-breaking scenarios. Arizona State already in the title game next week. But Iowa State, no path there if they don't win this game. But they lead by 3 right now. So big witching hour where we're doing some scoreboard watching and locked into the Big 12 race coming down to the final minutes of the season.
A lot of fans from around the world suddenly interested in this game.
Dylan Edwards planted. Here comes 3rd down.
Dominique Orange, you see Big 95 running inside out. That is a lot of body, playing hard. These guys, these defensive linemen for Iowa State, a lot of times not the greatest stat lines because they're just block eaters. They get double teamed a lot. They line up midline on the center. You see 95 on 75 in this game the majority of the time. Right here, he's going to split that A gap, try to draw a double team, and free up somebody else.
Sadowski coming off the edge. Johnson running backwards. Got to get rid of it. And incomplete. He's in the end zone. This should be a safety if it's grounding.
It is. It's going to be safety because the ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage. He was outside the tackle box. It did not appear to be a defender. And I see Avery Johnson already jogging off again. There's that tackle box. And they're just through the flag. So back. It doesn't matter.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 2.
Clearly
The foul occurred in the end zone. Results in a safety.
Not back to the line of scrimmage. You can see his guys start to work with him in scramble mode. They go upfield. Mike Pereira, the voice of Mike Pereira, your thoughts?
Yeah, the only question is, would there have been anybody in the immediate area where the ball landed? Yep. And there wasn't. And so therefore, from the end zone, that is a safety.
Thank you, Mike. So
there's Jacob Ellis, the blitzer, creating the immediate pressure. Nice combination stunt that time for John Haycock and company, defensive coordinator.
Well, with each play in this fourth quarter, playoff odds shift. Big 12 title odds shift.
Come off, the dancing begins. Or not begins, continues.
He's wearing a Husker hat. A short kick after the safety, and Knoll has run out of bounds. Well, last time that Iowa State won the conference championship was 1912. That was the year the Titanic sank. Jack and Rose were making magic. Fenway Park opened. Jim Thorpe won the Olympic decathlon. That was the last time that those guys.
Look at that squad.
Iowa State's last championship team. The rules were a little different.
Yeah, going away from rugby.
Teams were given 4 instead of 3. Points changed. More like the Canadian rules back then. Well, that's what's at stake this quarter and the next 2 weeks. It's incomplete for Higgins. Again, if you just flip this over, Iowa State needs a win. They need a BYU win. That game just started against Houston. They're scoreless in the first quarter.
Rocco Becht bringing the heater right there. I don't think Jaden Higgins ever located that ball. Parrish is up top. 10 away from the passing strength. You see him up here. The better wideouts are down here at the bottom. That means they play in zone, and then they drop out of it.
Becht went through his first 2 reads. It's his third option that drops it. Sama had some space to move out in the flat. Instead, third down.
Good decision by Rocco there. Drop 8. You can see the 3 rushers. 2 double teams, 1 single on Mott. And Sama just a little glance at 21 Siegel bearing down and can't finish it.
What impact does the cold have on receivers?
I don't think on that one. I think it was just just a little bit of Marquise Siegel pressure.
Third down. Pressure almost got there. It's knocked up and a flag comes out. Garber fighting with Higgins. And it draws Laundrie.
Pass interference. Defense number 9. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul on a first down.
Said 9. I think you meant 1.
Yeah, 1 on 9. Right there, that's the over-the-top grab and restrict that time from Keenan Garber. And then nice job by Becht. You can see the twist game. OBI's or coming right in his kitchen. Great job by Rocco standing in. Backward. Tricks.
It is a throw from Knoll, and it's incomplete. They went trickery with the halfback pass last week. Doesn't work as well this week.
Carson Hansen set up the game. Winning run by himself. last week, went to the bag of tricks. Well defended, 3 over 2. And a good decision. It's the biggest thing about this, Jalen Knoll 13 as perishes on the spot at the backfield again. Making a good decision right there is paramount. Trusting your wideouts. We know how much they think of Jalen Knoll as a leader and a decision maker.
3 for 13 on 3rd down. Iowa State tonight. Becht escapes on the sticks. He gets there. Rocco Becht creates. Drive continues on his legs.
Nice job awareness-wise here from Rocco Becht, just feeling the void created by the rush. He thought about sliding there for a second, said, no. We got a lot on the line tonight. I got to ensure the first down. Can't feet first slide. Not the prettiest of nights on the stat line, but all you got to do is win by 1 in this game.
Biggest game of his life, biggest game in the history of this stadium, with Iowa State up by 5. And Sama out of an ankle tackle, and he drives forward. We have Jalen Travis, his left tackle, pushing him forward.
Romaine, you'll see 45, fight for every inch. Travis Bates was the initial strike, and then it's just all hands on deck. As you said, Travis, the assist, a little tush push.
Right on the edge of Conrarty's field goal range from this spot. A very cold night. Wind would be at his back here. Kansas State can force a field goal try no matter what, would be a 1-score game still. Iowa State thinking bigger than that on 2nd down. And it's Hansen up the middle. Somersaults his way to move the chains.
It's a little G play, a little pin and pull. Front side, you're going to see some down blocks, some kickouts. That one actually just turns into more of a counter now. In the second look, and Hansen, great job with the backdoor. Running to the void.
Surprises of the night, Iowa State is now out-rushing Kansas State. Wildcats with very good run defense, very good run offense. +7 Cyclones. +5 on the scoreboard. Stumbled on that exchange, got it out to Hansen, who takes Kansas State's defense for a ride.
Yeah, nice design, creating this soft edge up front. Just trying to complete his ball fake was Rocco Becht. And a good thing he got it to Carson Hansen, yet that's the biggest run of the night on the free grass, so to speak.
He's been through the wash with hands on him most of the night. Iowa State just crossed 150 rushes. They're undefeated when they get there this year. 6-0 when they rush for over 150. And Hansen keeps it on the ground, keeps the sticks moving.
They're going to have a chance if they shift back to that same formation to come back to a Carson Brown play action pass for a vertical home run. If they want to do that, probably right here, they're going to just try to get in their best run mode. It's paid off big time on this drive.
Iowa State with the big size advantage against Kansas State's front, using it on this drive.
K-State going to a base defense, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers.
Another run. Patient one for Sama before he hits it on the edge. Down near the 10 before Siegel got him.
Siegel, man, this dude brings it. Watch 21, just turns into a little student body right. A sweep and a kick out and a hammer.
How's that feel in 7 degrees?
It's not locker, snot knocker.
Fifth trip inside the red zone. Iowa State 3 of 4 tonight. Sama, same edge, cutting back inside. He's got a first down, goal to go for the Cyclones.
Sama had the monster game last year. Great job, as you saw. 41 in that case. Just get out of this gap, Austin Moore. That does not happen very often. Sama takes advantage of it, bounces it outside, inside the 5.
Not as prolific as last year, but he is the leading rusher. He went for 275 last year. He has 73 tonight. Leading rusher for Iowa State. 2-score lead in their sights. First and goal, Iowa State. And this play blown down.
Chris Kleinlein used a timeout right there. Coach Kleinman had one look at the look, took another look, and then called a timeout.
Calls their second charge. 30 seconds.
Timeout for Kansas State. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but his are the only ones that matter. Colin Cowherd is the most interesting man in sports. Don't miss The Herd, weekdays at noon Eastern, only on FS1. We're getting toward the midway point of this fourth quarter. Iowa State looking for their first 10-win season ever. Kansas State would love nothing more, their fan base would love nothing more than to spoil that history. Kansas State fans very proud of the fact that they have 10-win seasons. Iowa State's never gotten there. But Iowa State trying to beat their rival, give themselves a chance to go to the Big 12 championship game next week. No surprise that Matt Campbell has been the guy to do it.
Please reset the game clock to 7:48.
See defensive coordinator Joe Klanderman in there with Chris Kleinman and company, coaching up the defense, getting to all the tendencies they've seen from Iowa State throughout the year. What they're anticipating right here. Went to their big body defense at this point inside the 3.
Joe Klanderman's defense came up with a goal line stop on 4th down last time down. On a first and goal for Becht. And he is marked at the quarterback keeper.
That's one way to not put the ball at risk in any way, shape, or form. Just take it yourself, get vertical, bleed some clock.
Past the midway point, fourth quarter.
Second and goal from the 2.
The Iowa State safety made it a 5-point game. Off of that safety, trying to drive down and go up 2 scores.
That is 7 offensive linemen.
And a couple of fullbacks. They give it. It is stopped up. Elalio makes the stick. He had help from James. And we'll play 3rd down.
Elalio 56 just submarining the ball carrier. More finishes. Multiple Wildcats on hand. Just a great job inside, just playing that much lower. As I said, there 7 offensive linemen. They're going back to that same group right here. Now they're going to sub it out. Now they have a conventional tight end, 12 personnel group, and the big boys come out. Allows K-State to sub.
3rd down. Becht tosses it out. It's knocked away and almost picked. What a play by Parrish. 4th down.
That almost, he almost picked it. Watch the other defender to see Purnell, I think 32. Look at how close that is. Either one of those guys, almost just a nightmare scenario. But as it is a huge goal line stand from K-State, this to keep it a 1-score lead.
Yeah, no matter what, 1-score game.
Touchdown, 2-point conversion. And that's what it will be.
The lead 8, but 2 goal line stands from Chris Kleinman's defense. We've got ourselves a 1-score game. Jacob Parrish helping the hopes of Kansas State, spoiling their rivals' night. Rivals' night.
Walmart deals of desire.
Ram trucks built to serve. Connor Onion, Mark Helfrich, and some very tough Iowa State and Kansas State fans here tonight.
Is that the word? Yes, it is the word. It is the word.
Did you have another word?
No. I'm not arguing with anyone that's shirtless in this weather for many reasons.
You gave me an over-under on overalls with no undershirt. I went 15,000. What do you think I did?
Perfectly. It's Farmageddon, whatever it is, perfect. Let's go.
Edwards brings it out and climbs his way to the 27. Let's look back at tonight's power player. We've got some pushing going on. Sponsored by Ram Trucks. Built to serve, Garrett Oakley has been the top target for Avery Johnson.
Garrett Oakley has been fabulous. Yards, both career highs, the one touchdown. It's a perfectly thrown ball from Avery Johnson. They've done it on the corner route, they've done it on the post route, done it vertically, showing that beautiful tight end stem, and the result of the threat to run the football opens up everything.
One-score game. And through the hands, incomplete. Keegan Johnson couldn't squeeze it.
Had the fumble earlier, and this is almost again every play in these one-score games. There's something crazy coulda, woulda happened. Watch the height, just a little hot one. Two defenders right on the spot.
You do wonder, Mark. There's Joe Jackson in the game there as the running back. We haven't seen DJ Giddens on the field the last two drives. And it's Jackson in there again. That's who Johnson hits. And he's popped out by Williams to bring up third down.
Williams just talking to his sideline compatriots. Had a chance there. Jace Brown on the high angle corner route. Probably made a good decision to just get it out of his hand. This is one of those chances that you can take to the sideline deep in that situation and play the next play.
Any chance you're going on a fourth here?
I don't think so. I mean, that's fourth and inches, 5.5 still.
It's Jackson, and it's short. It'll be 4th and 2. Okay, so you said inches. So they're going to punt here?
Let's see if those are inches. Coach Kleiman talking to a couple guys on the sideline, and they're going to go for it. Losing those, the two timeouts that they lost earlier, defensive situations maybe playing a part.
4th down and 2. Johnson all day, and it's dropped. Oakley's been money. Twisting try, no good. Iowa State ball.
Just a little over route, dig route by Garrett Oakley. Thought Avery Johnson had him in the first window, definitely had him in the second window, just a little bit behind him. A bunch of happy Cyclones. Back in Ames, let's play this crucial 4th down. It's just a shallow route with a drive behind it. And then watch this defender. This is the man right here, Jack Sadowski. It's just enough gray area. Avery Johnson just doesn't know whether to let it go. He can let it go in what's called the first window on the other side of Sadowski, or in that case, it almost had to be just directly over the top of him in a second window. Well defended, just enough gray area, and a tough one that Chris Kleiman will look back on as, if it turns out how it looks.
They've been on drives. They've had chances. This night started with a turnover. The first play that Kansas State ran from scrimmage had a field goal blocked. They failed twice on 4th down. Johnson on a grounding in the end zone led to a safety for Iowa State. All of that, still a one-score game. Iowa State on the edge of field goal range where they could possibly make it a 2-score game. And getting late. Sama is stacked up, 3rd and 3.
Siegel Romain involved again, ensuring Sama doesn't have the success of last year. Multiple broken tackles, multiple times. Set up this 3rd down.
Good news for Iowa State. BYU just. Iowa State needs a win and a BYU win to Go to the Big 12 championship game next week against Arizona State, who has already clinched. 3 teams for 1 spot left in the Big 12 with 2 games happening right now. This will 3rd down. Hansen outside. Hansen off the first hit. First down for the Cyclones.
Huge run. Just physical that time from Carson Hansen. You saw him finish last week. This is just a little outside zone. Nice push on the front side by Travis, Trevor Bohr, Hufford, Brendan Black, and a fist-pumping Carson Hansen.
The power ball, the bruiser, showing it for another Iowa State first down. And Conradi, the kicker, has a big leg. Definitely in his range now. Hansen rumbles down to the 22. Ahead of the 2-minute timeout, Kansas State has 1 timeout left. The seconds are basically even on that game clock and the play clock.
Iowa State's going to try to get with our referee, Kevin Marks. Hey, where are we here? This was a situation where you said they are basically in sync. But it looks to me, just by the naked eye, they have to snap it once or use a timeout out of this late in the play clock. I think K-State is going to beat them to it.
Final charge timeout, Kansas State. Clock operator, put 2:16 on the game clock.
So why'd they let some of that clock run?
I think they didn't realize until the very end just what we were talking about is they didn't have to run a play until the 2-minute warning.
All right, Pacific Life Game Summary sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. Couple of turnovers for the Kansas State offense led to 14 Iowa State points. Jace Brown made it a 1-score game. Garrett Oakley having a big night. He got it close again, but then Avery Johnson grounding led to the safety. Matt Campbell made the call on the Iowa State sideline.
There. Yes.
So 2:16 away for Iowa State for basically coming down to about a 50-50 shot that they would go to the Big 12 championship game. They would need a BYU win. That game tied at 7. Iowa State so far taking care of what they need to take care of.
And we can vouch for that. It feels like 8. It feels like 8. Little wind up in here.
Klotz is the fullback right in front of Becht. He leads the way for Hansen, who squeezes through to the 20. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout. On a cold night from here, it would be a 37-yard field goal try for a 2-score lead. Iowa State sniffing a trip back to the Big 12 championship game. They haven't won a conference title since 1912. Is this the start of a historic run for Iowa State? 2 minutes to go.
Section is ready. Shifting to unbalanced.
Becht went hard count. He'll change the play. 2 minutes from Iowa State's first ever 10-win season. And a chance at the Big 12 title game. Sama to the edge. And it's 4th down. From here, a 44-yard field goal try to perhaps ice the game.
Whatever he ends up doing here, Coach Campbell's going to bleed this all the way out, use his timeout. See him talking to the official on his near sideline, telling him exactly what he's going to do. Yeah, end up getting about 1 right there, right? So 36-yard field goal.
Second charge timeout of the half. Iowa State, 30 seconds.
It's one of those ones where you're going, hey, this is automatic. Don't execute automatic. Are you putting it at risk? Absolutely. We saw Iowa State's Darian Porter with a game changer earlier. K-State trying to draw that up on their sideline.
Iowa State needs a win. BYU and Houston playing right now. Iowa State win, a BYU win would mean it would be Arizona State, Iowa State. Another chance for Matt Campbell to go to Arlington. This time with a big pack of Cyclone fans behind him. Went in the COVID season. Conradi has already nailed a huge field goal in a rivalry game this year. He had a 54-yard game winner to beat the Iowa Hawkeyes. 1:15 left. Chance to extend it to a 2-score game from 37-yard out.
Making sure everything's administered correctly. 11-on-11 football. And chops it.
Feels like 7 degrees in Ames. On this cold night for a 2-score lead. It is no good. Playoff odds and Big 12 title odds shifting by the minute in the Big 12.
At this distance, we check the operation. Looked like a good snap. The hold is down. Just gets a little bit underneath it, but just a push. Contact is square when that ball is vertical like that. Spinning vertically, just a little bit of a push. A little bit of conditions, a little bit of the situation. Now, can K-State offense protect the combination here? It's going to be big 95, Dominique Orange in the middle. See if they change up the look. He's going to be right over the center. See if they add to that or just drop 8 and rush 3.
Dylan Edwards out of the backfield. Avery Johnson without a timeout in his back. He throws to the sideline, incomplete. 13 seconds came off. There is a flag down.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Carver Willis, that time, the right tackle. This play just takes a little bit longer, I think, than he anticipates. Starting to finish his guy. I think he feels Avery Johnson running and clearly downfield. It's not an RPO where it's in any way designed.
Backed up after the penalty. No timeouts. 1:02 to go. Chasing 8 points. Avery Johnson over the middle and knocked down. Jontez Williams punches it away from Edwards.
He's missed Oakley here on both of these previous plays. Has to be his primary. Watch him on the shallow. He's going to be the #1 guy. He's uncovered right there. Should throw him the ball. You don't know what's going to be on the other side. You know that guy's go open. Take it. Let him turn and run. Would have had the first down most likely. As it is, second and a bunch.
An offense known for its running. Kansas State against the top secondary in the Big 12 with a long field. No timeouts under a minute. Johnson has it tipped and incomplete. Williams has won several games this year with a pick. Almost had another.
How about that vertical? Looks like our producer, Max Linewan, getting up. Splitting that downfield safety with 86 and the outside receiver. Watch the vertical get up. Jontez. Jackson saying it could have been.
2 plays, 15 yards to get.
2 plays here for Avery Johnson. Get a little bit.
He moves the pocket. Nothing there. Time running out. Incomplete. 1 play to keep it going. And Johnson was flattened.
Dominic Orange talked about him earlier. This guy is a load. It's double teamed on Yedem as well. That should be roughing the passer, I believe, on the like leaving his feet, finishing on top of him. By the letter of the law, that's the body weight version of roughing the passer. Got lucky right there.
And Avery Johnson is being helped off the field. His backup is Taquan Roberson. And with a potential championship berth on the line for Iowa State on a 4th and 15, cold off the bench on a 7-degree night.
4th and 15 against the best pass defense in the conference.
What do you got, Taquan Roberson? One play to keep it going. Roberson's first snap of the night. He escapes, running out of time. Roberson, incomplete. Iowa State holds and gets it back.
Roberson in a tough situation. You'll see the edge rusher fall down. He runs around it. His primary receiver is out of bounds, so he can't come back in on the play. Has 1-on-4 left in it. At least gives Dante Cephas a chance. But credit, Iowa State, man. Gutsy win. Got 5 linebackers, multiple guys at every position.
That will do it. History for Iowa State with a chance at more. Their first 10-win season ever. And now they wait to see if BYU wins to send them to the Big 12 championship game.